Alright, let's take a quick walk around with the EMF meter, see if it picks up on anything.
Hello there. Give me a sign of your presence.
We got something here. Hey everyone, welcome to an interesting impromptu episode of Soul Survivor. As you can see, I'm not currently on location filming just yet. Instead, I wanted to spend a little bit of time discussing something you won't hear many paranormal investigators actually mention. And that thing is ghost hunting can be hard. You see, originally this episode was going to be based on the results from a recent survey that I posted on my channel, where I would let you, the viewer, decide where I would investigate next, by choosing between the two supposed ghosts that haunt them. And after a whopping 2 people cast their vote, the location was officially decided and the room was booked without any issue, or so I would think. The issue would come just 2 days prior to the date of the investigation, when I would receive a phone call from said location with the information that they had managed to double book me, with someone apparently having already reserved the room. Unfortunate, but these things do happen, even if nothing was really done to amend the situation on their end, as the room was unavailable for all of the following requested dates. Maybe we can try visiting this location again at some point in the future, but for now, I scrapped the idea and moved on to Plan B. So, my automatic next thought was to book a room with the survey's losing choice. And you want to know what I learned? A large amount of these establishments use words such as inn or bed and breakfast based on the fact that they at one point were historically used for lodging. Such is the case of locations like the Knox Trail Inn of East Otis, the Blue Door Bed and Breakfast of Middleton, Mass., and what I thought would be my second choice for a location, the Village Inn of Dracut, Massachusetts. So, due to poor administration on the first location, and the second location not actually allowing you to stay overnight, the survey was a complete failure. My apologies. Now beginning to sweat a little bit, I proceeded with Plan C, where I would look into finding a completely new location that wouldn't require 2 weeks of seeking a permit to film in. And out of nearly 350 haunted locations in the state, not including private residences, only about 40 you can legally stay in overnight. 6 have been permanently closed, 1 has burned down, 10 of them I've investigated previously, 5 require advanced reservations due to either being highly sought after or in tourist-heavy locations. 3 I would highly advise staying away from due to questionable business ethics, and 1 I already have scheduled for my next episode. The 14 locations left to choose from either require advanced scouting, which takes even more time than I don't currently have, or, you guessed it, are already booked. And things weren't much different in the neighboring states of Connecticut, New Hampshire, or Rhode Island, with many of their locations within reach, but either inaccessible or currently unavailable. Not to mention each state has its own laws as to what you can enter after hours and film. So I was back at square one, with nothing to film and basically out of time before I began my next project. And then I realized, maybe there was still a location we could investigate. Which is what has brought me to this abandoned cemetery located in the forests of central Massachusetts. The property owner is a good friend of mine who has previously requested I take a look at the spot, but also doesn't want me to give out any information that may lead to where it is located. Might make this investigation a little difficult, but hey, that's the theme of the episode. What I can tell you is that this cemetery was in use in the 18th century, with records showing it was active as early as 1720. The mystery family that lived in this area were of the Baptist faith, choosing to bury their dead in the cemetery rather than the town's Protestant-based one. There are thought to be roughly 15 graves in total here, though most have been reclaimed by the forest. Now, there isn't any evidence suggesting this lost cemetery is actually haunted, but I don't think anybody really knows it exists. let alone has done a paranormal investigation out. So instead of investigating a nice air-conditioned room this time, I'll be hanging out in the woods tonight. With everything about this investigation seemingly getting harder, I decided on a new piece of equipment that should make things a little easier. The Teleglow Ghost Hunting Speaker, designed for easy mobile use with spirit box devices. Something similar to what I've seen other paranormal investigators using. This should make even subtle sounds more discernible when I'm out in the field. Alright, I just got back out into the woods. I'm going to set up all of the equipment and we'll take a walk around with the EMF meters. Alright, I'll set up one of the cameras right here. It'll keep an eye on all of the lights down the trail.
Please don't be alarmed. My name is James. Can you please tell me your name? Give me a sign of your presence.
We got something here. Nothing now. A lot of activity out here for some reason. Shouldn't be.
We just had a reaction. What the hell is it? Oh, there it is.
My name is James. Can you please tell me your name? Give me a sign of your presence.
Well, I was just going through all of my equipment, and in a continuing trend for this episode, it turns out I forgot my audio recorder at home. So I don't think we'll be doing an EVP session tonight. So instead, I'm going to set up the REM pod near these graves and see if we can get any action off of that. I gotta be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to be out here all night. These mosquitoes are insane. All right, let's leave this here for a little bit, see what happens. All right, there's the spirit box at full volume. Let's see how the speaker sounds. All right, what's that? Greetings to any members of the family who may be here with me right now. My name is James, and I'm going to be spending a little bit of my time here with you. Can you tell me your name? Can you say the name of the town we are in right now? Can you see me or even hear me? What was that? What was that indeed? Let's take a closer look. Can you see me or even hear me? What was that? Can you see me or even hear me? Can you see me or even hear me? Whatever it is, seems to appear the moment the sound comes from the spirit box. I didn't notice this until my final review before posting, so it's not reflected on in my conclusion. Can you see me or even hear me? What was that? What was that? Repeat that, please. Hello? Can you touch the device by my feet? It's just music. I read there were a couple of veterans of the Revolutionary War buried here. You know, America just celebrated its 250th anniversary. Maybe you guys have something to say about that. Edward or Josiah, can you hear me? I hate these goddamn mosquitoes. I'm being eaten alive out here, so any response would be greatly appreciated. There is a small red device by my feet. I need you just to touch that really quick. Alright, let's sweep reverse. Can you say my name, James, or your own name back to me? Is anybody here with me right now? Can you say the name of the town that we are in right now? Can you say your own family's name? I won't even edit it out. Come on, this is your chance to contact me. Try to speak to me through the device in my hand. Well, it's been a few hours and everything around here seems to be dead. No pun intended. To prevent further blood loss from the hundreds of mosquitoes that are currently flying around me, I'm going to call it a night and head home. We'll take a look at all of the evidence and be back with you guys soon. Well, I've just finished going through all of the evidence for this one twice, and I didn't seem to catch much. Except for maybe a case of Triple E or West Nile. Obviously, right off the bat, there were no audio clips to actually go through this time since I kind of forgot the recorder at home, so that's a fail on my part. We did have a couple of interesting reactions off of the K2 meters, which surprised me since we were in the middle of the woods and there really shouldn't have been much triggering them. The digital model's readout I suspect to have just been a fluke from me jostling the device around, which has happened a couple of times before. There was nothing picked up by the thermal camera, and neither type of motion sensor that I set up were activated while I was out there. There were a couple of strange sounds on the spirit box, but nothing that sounded like actual words. I've been wrong before though, so if you heard anything, let me know in the comments below. Even though I wasn't out there the entire night, I'm highly doubtful anything haunts that abandoned cemetery other than a massive swarm of mosquitoes. And whatever this thing might have been. Can you see me or even hear me? But, as I've said before, it gives credence to some of these tools when you see them working in reportedly haunted locations rather than a wildcard spot such as this one. But not to worry, we have one more episode left for this season, and the next one is a much more promising location. See you guys real soon.